Next on the agenda is Ivo, who has been coming to these colloquia for a number of years, and anyone who's been here regularly will know him as one of the leaders in the Dutch amateur radio field. You a leader?
Yeah, no, not really.
Does an awful lot of it anyway. And you're going to talk about satellite interest days, is that right?
That's correct.
Very good.
Okay.
Over to you. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Goedemiddag for the Dutch viewers on the web. A small presentation about the Dutch Satellite Interest Days. Actually, the experience of 2 years, and a little bit story about what happens in the Netherlands overseas. And I put a lot of pictures in there because it's the last presentation. So, Dutch Satellite Interest Days. It's a colloquium-like day. It's only one day. It first was held in 2013, this year, in April. And it's really a combination of a set of lectures like we have here and multiple hands-on sessions for the people. And we saw that many people started or even restarted with amateur radio satellites. The special thing is it was hosted by the VHF Day of the Veron. The Veron is the Dutch RSGB, and every year they have a VHF Day for VHF and up presentation kind of things, and we were really happy to join, to lift with them, to give our satellite days. That really helps us. And the organization itself was by me and Henk PA1IVO. You see on the picture. It's an action picture. How it all started? Actually, we went, I think 7 years ago, to the AMSAT-NL symposium, World Symposium, I think. And we drove back and said, hey, we should have something AMSAT in the Netherlands, and we don't have anything. And AMSAT-NL was there already, but really busy building satellites. So I think, what should we do? Actually, just a community day like this, that would be really great. You can make magazines, that kind of stuff, but what you really want is getting people together. So how to start? Rob, PA1IVO, which is also on the picture, he was in the VHF Day committee, I think, and he made the link to the Veron, so we can jump on the train for the VHF Day. And actually all the ideas, like the two pictures, one was made from Bochum to here, and the other one more ideas were from the train from here to the Netherlands with Wouter traveling back for a few hours. So it's good for the ideas and the activities traveling back. So the first day was in a really small town called Paaslo. We had no idea about the number of participants. We started actually with 30 subscribed, but actually it turned out that many more people were joining popular lectures like the FunCube one, so it's really crowded. It's perfect location, like you see, it's just out in the fields, and it's a really sunny day, so it's perfect. And it was attracting young people, old people, male, female, and even people from Belgium. So we're very happy to even see people from Belgium going all the way up to the north of the Netherlands. It's quite a ride, I think. Great audience, big success, even with test weather, it can't go wrong. The second day, which was 2015, actually when we started, we looked for a room together with the VHF Day, and it was a small room for 30 people. Nah, maybe 40 people. That 30 people, that will work. We're a little bit careful. So we did a PR and starting the registration. And actually, we closed the registration after we reached 100 participants. So that was really a success, I think. And it was really again a mixture of people, and even some students from STEM-like projects, which you hear. There's a project at school, and he contacted us. Hey, can I join the day and do some experiments? So it was really helpful. And on the left you see the entire audience sitting, listening carefully to all the presentations. So it's all in Dutch, but on the left you see the VHF Day program, which has 4 lectures, and we were a little bit more active, and I think we had 6 lectures, so it wouldn't fit at all. So actually they started at 10 o'clock, and we started at 9 with the FunCube presentation, so people were really coming out really early to join our presentations. And also, the presentations on the left were already fixed, and we had to fit in 6 presentations, including 3 hands-on demo sessions, which was really really a pain to do. Actually, it went well, but it's really a challenge. So you get an impression by pictures. On the top left, you see actually the opening in 2013, which was not inside but outside. It was because the opening was planned together with parts of LO19, which we thought maybe 10 people get out and do some pointing. Actually, it was so popular that all of the people except 10 were still there, so they moved out the opening outside to our satellite activity, which it wasn't on purpose, but it felt good. And here you see all the people sitting there, much more than expected. So people were even sitting, on the stairs here. Here's the practical hands-on sessions. It's not one person doing the demo sessions. There were a lot of people bringing in stuff and doing reception and transmitting themselves. That was a really success. So, what happens in the Netherlands? Short impression just based on the presentations we had this year. We have multiple satellite builders. You saw ISIS and others. We have some guys doing scientific CubeSats tracking and decoding, a little bit like Mike is doing. One person who is involved in TLE lotteries to the community, finding out which TLE belongs to which satellite. Got some deep space radio signal reception, and we do a lot of education in satellite theory and practice. So the satellite builders, which is actually AMSAT-NL, AMSAT-UK, FunCube, and the Technical University of Delft. They are also building satellites. From AMSAT-NL, we got a lot of inside information from Wouter on the FunCube N, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. We got a world presentation of FunCube 5 on that day, together with a web presentation, I think. And from the Delft Technical University, we got a lot of news and overview what they are actually doing. So that's about building satellites in the Netherlands. Scientific CubeSats tracking. It's actually Jan PA1IVO, who do a lot of stuff on CubeSats, and actually what he's really an overview of all the software-defined radios which are out there, all these soft modems, all the cables and all things. It's really technical. And I think he's your man if you want to do something on audio or decoding or SDR. He has a great overview of all the things which are out there. He gave 2 presentations actually. So I called it From Antenna to Data. It's all in there. I've been in a shack and it's really cool. So we also had an advanced satellite tracking lecture by Nico, PA0DLO. Actually, he gave a quick course on TLE parameters. Just gave the theoretical stuff and then just ask questions. I have a TLE here. Which satellite is it? It's really cool. Actually, the non-amateur, the one presenting from the TU Delft, he was the best in guessing which satellite was which. And what Nico's actually doing in the TLE lottery is orbit fitting. He measures all the data, he plots all the 6 TLEs, and then tries to fit the data with the correct TLE. So that's I call it orbit fitting. It's really impressive. And actually, he's communicating a lot of results back to Dr. Kelso from the I forgot the name, but he's actually providing real information to the whole community. And he's an expert in the background. He just do it silently, but so it's very helpful to the satellite community. So, and deep space radio signal reception, I call it. It's Rob, PA1ITR. He gave a lecture about the deep space probes on the amateur radio bands. I see 4 of them, 3 of them from 2014 and 1 from a little bit older. And really, when Rob is presenting, it sounds so incredibly easy, which is actually not. So he's given good lectures and is really smart on doing that. And he got some decent reception results with the FunCube dongle. Most of the reception results was just the FunCube dongle, and the transmitters were really far away. So, and it's not using the Bochum dish or whatever. It just uses its own antenna. Here's Rob on his roof. It's just there. It's nothing. Yeah, it's special, but it's his own setup. That's the cool thing I think about it. So last thing, we do education in satellite theory. We had a starting session about amateur satellites, and really a lot of people joined. And we did together with the hands-on demo sessions. First gave the theory, and then all went outside to do it yourself. And it was very popular, and we try to emphasize the simplicity of doing that. It's not really that easy, but for starters you have to bring, it's easy, just go out and do it. We had a lot of sound bites, just MP3 signals or sounds, how do different satellites sound. And we had a advanced session on the orbits, and that was in parallel with the beginner session. So we did some time management to fit it all into the schedule. So we just did it together, two rooms. That helped out a little bit. So the hands-on demo sessions, we took 3 different satellites. It's the HO68, which is just a CW signal, which is very nice for Doppler tuning and pointing. It's relatively simple, so it's a good start for the day. Then, of course, FunCube 1, making QSOs, practical Doppler tuning, and the fun of hearing QSOs. In the SO50, it's more for the easy FM QSOs. And the cool thing was, you see many people standing here with receivers. I had a full station, which I made a QSO with I think a Belgian radio amateur. I was transmitting, but on the receiver side, I think there were 5 or 6 people receiving. So it was audio all around, and everyone was enjoying the entire QSO. That's really great. And the parsers we selected were communicated in advance, just a few weeks, so everyone can prepare their setup and bring stuff. I will show a slide about it. And what I thought, it was a hell of a job to combine all the parsers into the program, which has to stand behind or near a fixed program with a lunch and opening. Hope it's visible. Just the 3 parsers with all the acquisition of signal, loss of signal, the parsers, all the frequencies. You have a mouse? Yeah. Frequencies are in their location, how to handle the Doppler. So this was handed out. So it's really a good start for people. Just look at the sheet and go on. It's really promoting people to do it themselves. So, and it shows the best. I think all the people faces when they're doing a hands-on session. That's what it's all about. I think really a lot of people wrote stuff and really into the reception of signals. So what's really important is to have good PR, because especially it was the first and the second day, nobody knew about it. And actually an old-fashioned paper magazine works really fine. It's the Electron, it's the Dutch Redcom. And we published several articles, so I think 2 or 3 or so. So it's a building up of information, and people really read the old-fashioned papers on one side. On the other side, you have the internet news sites, which also works really fine, and I call it the Southgate effect. You just put it on one side, and it spreads out automatically over the entire country, different sites. So it's really good. What helps is keynotes, if they show up, to attract people. What also really helps is put an online participant list. Then people see, hey, that guy is coming. I also want to join. But it's a huge amount of work to keep it up to date with 100 participants. So maybe you should automate it. But really motivates people, especially new people, to come. Hey, that guy is coming. He's nice. Just also come. And up-to-date website. We had a real schedule, but not only schedule, also a small explanation of the lectures which were held. Because I think for a colloquium or these kind of days, the people who are already there, they will still come. But new people only come when they know what's there and if it's interesting. So really get the promotion with some nice images, which also helps. So finally, lessons learned with a really crowded program, a little bit too crowded maybe. There was less time for a mutual QSO. But on the other hand, people really overwhelming by the full program, have a really satellite experience for the entire day. You walk in at 9 o'clock and you leave at 5 o'clock and you're completely overcrowded with satellite information. What's also really cool is to have space hardware available, thanks to Wouter and TU Delft. We had just real space hardware there, especially for people who are just new. It's really cool to see a satellite. It's still cool, but when you see it the first time, it's really a great experience. The first day we organized the day and did present or did some presentations, 2 or 3, which is really too busy. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't organize a meeting and do 3 or 4 presentations. It's no way. And what we also thought it was a big step to start such an event. When you're on the 30 Colloquium, it's still a lot of work, but it's business as usual. And what we saw, don't underestimate 100 participants. It's a hell of a job to welcome everyone, to give badges, and it takes a really long time. What we also saw, we had a really broad audience. Of course, existing set users, but also really new, many new ones, many novice licenses, which is really good to get new people in. But also renewed satellite amateurs, like, hey, these LEO satellites are really cool and relatively easy to do. People like in the old days, it's all far away and you need expensive equipment, and this is relatively simple. So it's cool to see people rejoining the satellite hobby. So, last, I want to thank the Veron, the Dutch RCB, for the VAF organization for joining. Without them, we couldn't do this. All the people make the really nice the pictures. AMSAT-NL for hosting the website, which is really helpful for the PR. Henk for helping with the presentations, and of course all the presenters itself for making this a wonderful day. So, thank you all.
That sounds quite a journey you've been on. I'll just ask the first question, if I may. How many people are involved in actually organising the thing?
I think it was Henk and me, 2 people really active in the organization. Wouter did something in the background, and we asked the presenters to do a great job in the presentation. So actually 2.5 people. Yeah. But the Veron VHF day, they did the location and the food, that kind of stuff. So that's really, otherwise you can't do it with 2 people.
I would say it sounds really good fun to get novice satellite operators in, which we don't do. We do have our beginners day yesterday, but it's only a few hours, not the whole day.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks very much, Ivo. Questions from the floor? True. Can you give a mic? Have you got the mic on the back?
Otherwise, I'll repeat the question.
Or repeat the question.
I can be loud for people here. Do you have a formal membership yet for AMSAT-NL? Are you looking to head that way?
About the membership of AMSAT-NL. Actually, it was not a AMSAT-NL meeting. It was not sponsored by, but it was just the Veron based. So we make use of all the knowledge, and the presentation of AMSAT-NL was not AMSAT-NL. Actually based on the generous open VHF day. And I think we don't have, but Wouter can maybe answer that question, but I don't think there's an official membership.
It sounds like you're building a good head of steam, we would say, or headed that way. That's good.
Yeah, maybe on the way back on Monday to the Netherlands we discuss.
Do you publicise this other than through amateur radio circles? In other words, do you try and bring this as an example of amateur radio to schools and other bodies?
No, maybe not
Perhaps
yet.
you might think about it.
Yeah. No, we had it on the website. Also, the presentations are there, but for now it was only our 2nd day, so we really focused on the amateur radio community. Yeah. But what we did is not only reaching the satellite people, but also other radio amateurs to get them into the satellite meeting. And maybe we do it together with the VHF day. Maybe it's a good thing just to make it more why just put the satellite people, moonbounds maybe, just the space related.
I think everything that's done here through satellite communications and moonbounds is frankly more sexy to non-radio amateurs than some of the other examples that are given of amateur radio by somebody just sitting at the radio and talking big deal.
Yeah,
But this is much more interesting. I think this is the sort of thing that will bring people into amateur radio as a hobby.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe ask the press or so to write a to come by.
You watch the press because they'll misinterpret things and want to be your own press.
Any other questions? Any from the internet? Oh yes, what about the next one?
The first one was 13. This year maybe 2017, or a little bit in debates when to do. Maybe a bi-yearly one.
Bi-yearly, okay.
Yeah, most probably.
Okay, if there are no other questions, I'd just like you to put your hands together to thank Ivo in the normal way. Thank you. Well done. Thank you. That concludes the presentation stream for day one. The only other activities that are going on today are the SSTL tour, and those of you who are going on that, please meet up at 17:45, 5:45 at the main hotel entrance.